Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about the count function in Google Sheets. So we have a travel expense table here. We have the travel month, the travel destinations, the travel type, either solo or family, the travel days, the cost of each travel, and the cost per day. So let's start with the count formula. The count function counts the number of cells that contains number in a specific range. And one thing to remember for the count function, it only counts numbers, but not string or text or formula in it. So let's say we want to calculate the number of trips. Let's do some formatting. And for the formula, we type equal count open blanket, and then we just select the value as the range. So in here, we chose the date column, which are all numbers, which equals to the number of trips here. So if we do count and select non-number range, it will show 0. So remember the count formula only counts the number of cells that contains number. And that's another way to do this. We'll use the count A formula. The count A formula actually counts the number of non-empty cells in a range, which includes cells with text, numbers, or even formulas. So we type equal count A, open blanket, and we just choose the range. Let's try travel destinations. So it will count the number of cells which are non-empty. In this case, it returns 10, which is the same of the number of trips using count. And next we'll talk about the COUNTIF formula. So the COUNTIF formula counts the number of cells in a range that meets a single condition. And let's say we want to calculate the number of solo trips here. Let's copy the format from above. And we type equal COUNTIF open blanket. And now we choose the range. And for the COUNTIF formula, so it doesn't matter whether they are text or numbers. We type quotation mark equal solo and close quotation mark. Also put the dollar signs to block the range. Now we have counted the total number of solo trip. Let's use COUNTIF formula for another example. Now we want to count the number of trips with 5 days or above. For the formula, we type equal COUNTIF open blanket. And now we choose the day range as the criteria range. And comma. For the criterion, we type quotation mark bigger equal 5. And quotation mark dollar signs to block the range and press enter. And now we have counted the number of trips of 5 days or above. Now we will talk about the COUNTIFs formula with an S at the end. So the COUNTIFs formula counts the number of cells that meet multiple criteria. For example, we want to count the total number of solo trip and 5 days or above. For the formula, we type equal COUNTIFs open blanket. And now we will choose the first criteria range. And it will be the travel type. And then we type solo and use quotation mark for the criterion. Next, we choose the second criteria range, which is the day of travel. For the criterion, we put quotation mark bigger equal 5, and then quotation mark close blanket, dollar signs to block the ranges. Press enter. And let's do one more case with multiple criteria. We'll do solo trip. And this time we also want to calculate the cost per day is equal to 150 or above, and also a trip with 5 days or above. So for the formula, we will use COUNTIFs, open blanket, and then we choose the first criteria, which is the travel type, and put quotation mark, solo. The second criteria, we will choose the cost per day range. And for the criterion, we will use quotation mark, bigger, equal, 150. And now we have to choose the third criteria, which is the days of travel. And for the criterion, it is bigger, equal, 5. And dollar signs to block the ranges. Press enter. And it is 2. And lastly, we want to count how many countries we have traveled. In the travel destination column, we have some duplicates, such as Spain and France. We don't want to calculate the duplicates, so we will use this formula, count unique. And this function counts the number of unique values in a specific range and ignoring the duplicates. So let's do it. Type equal count unique, and we just choose the travel destination. And this is it. It will count how many unique values in the range without counting the duplicates. So this is a count function in Google Sheets. And see you in the next one.